are back with 4 amazing pickups for the collection, each one more epic than the one before, culminating in an undisputed Holy Grail item added to the collection, but with a cruel twist. Let's get into it.
Pick up! Brush tricks!
Again, folks, and welcome back to a very special pickups episode, as this time we have some amazing items to add to the collection, each one more epic than the item previous, culminating, like I said, in an undisputed Holy Grail item. This is an item I have wanted for the collection for over 20 years. And if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you will know I have mentioned this item many times, and I can thankfully say today I'm adding it to the collection, but like I said, with a cruel twist. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and please subscribe, as I put new videos out every Saturday live at 5, as well as bonus content throughout the week like this one, and I really want you folks along for the ride. Now, let's get into our first of 4 incredible items. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you'll know I'm a massive fan of limited run games. And our first pickup this time is, of course, a delivery from limited run games. But first things first, rewind to a previous pickup episode where I picked up this game right here, Persona Portable 3. Now, I picked this game up from limited run for the Xbox Series X and Xbox One. But Limited Run didn't just release this Persona game, they also released another Persona game which has arrived this time, Persona 4 Golden. You can see here I also have the slipcase which fits both of the Persona games which Limited Run have released for the Xbox One. And what an incredible package this is. And you may notice that this game is inside here. So inside here, we of course have, if I can get to it, a copy of Persona 4 Golden, once again for the Xbox One and Xbox Series X. I've never really jumped too much into the Persona games, but I'm just thinking this is a really good way to jump into them. And honestly, they look absolutely incredible, like I said, in this slipcase which houses both games. Now, the eBay price already for this is absolutely crazy. Like, limited run games can go up in value very quickly, and this one is going up very quick. So very happy to have secured this one. But you may notice inside is another game for the Xbox One. A pretty crazy game for the Xbox Series X. Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, the definitive edition, which has been released through limited run. Now, I don't know very much about this game, but I know it is infamous for being one of the worst games of all time. This game was originally released on the 3DO. It's like an adult dating FMV game, I think. I have no idea what this game is, but who knows? Maybe we can stream this one very soon here on the channel. Check it out then in all its glory, Persona 3 and Persona 4 for the Xbox in this absolutely beautiful slipcase. And let me know in the comments down below if you've picked this one up. Like I said, eBay prices already are crazy, and very happy to secure this item for the collection, but the pickups this time just keep getting better. I collect for many different consoles and enjoy collecting for all of them, but some consoles are definitely easier to collect for than others. And recently I've started collecting for a console which is incredibly difficult to collect for, but it makes it so much more satisfying when you manage to find a game for this console, either in the wild or honestly even on eBay. This console is super difficult to collect for. I've only managed to find 2 games so far for this very small collection, and the console in question is the Sega 32X. I don't even own the console yet, but whenever I manage to find one of these games for a decent price in good condition, chances are I'm going to pick it up. And this time I've managed to pick up a copy of Virtua Racing Deluxe. And here's the issue, or one of the many issues, of collecting for the Mega Drive 32X. These games were released in cardboard boxes, and they were released in very small numbers. Just finding these games is a challenge, but finding them in condition like this is nigh on impossible. So as soon as I saw this one come up on eBay, I knew I had to pick it up, because I'm aiming to collect for the Mega Drive 32X as close to as mint in box as possible with the cardboard boxes, but this one is in absolutely incredible condition. These boxes are so fragile. You can see, of course, it has the cartridge and the manual in there, and you just don't see these games very often. A 32X console is definitely on the cards for my collection very, very soon, but honestly, just very happy to finally manage to find another 32X game in the world. Sticking with the cardboard boxed retro theme, next up we have a CIB SNES game. And my SNES collection, especially of box games, is very, very curated. It is all killer and no filler. I only go out looking for specific games which I need for my CIB SNES collection. And this game right here was a must-have. This game right here is Super Pro Protector Alien Rebels. Super Pro Protector Alien Rebels, or as it's known in NTSC regions, Contra 3D Alien Wars, or in Japan, Contra Spirits. It is a 1992 Konami developed game for the Super Nintendo. It's the third iteration of the Contra series, following on from Contra in 1987 and Super C in 1988 for the NES. Set in the futuristic year of 2636 AD, the alien invaders who were defeated during the previous installments have decided to launch a full-scale war against mankind on Earth, starting the Alien Wars. Taking advantage of the technology provided by the SNES, the graphics in this game improved upon the NES versions of the first two installments, bringing it closer to the quality of the arcade counterparts. The level design is more complex, provides more opportunity for interaction. For instance, players can grab onto poles or ceilings and navigate them in a monkey bar fashion, climb walls and ladders, destroy buildings and scenery, and even commandeer tanks. New styles of levels in the Alien Wars involve motorcycle chases, riding on missiles, and 2 Mode 7 enabled top view levels. Players can carry and switch between 2 weapons at any time, only losing the weapon they are currently using if they die. And you will die a lot in this game. This is a very challenging game and has 3 levels of difficulty: easy, normal, and hard. And the game does change the harder difficulty you play on, and the bosses get more and more difficult. One advantage is you can play this game in co-op, but you share the same pool of lives, so when all your lives are gone, you are out. This is a very challenging game for the SNES. I don't think anyone can deny that the Super Pro Protector or Contra series is one of the greatest side-scrolling shooting games of all time. It was absolutely peak Konami, and I just absolutely love the silver boxes they put out, especially during this vintage Nintendo time. They are just so iconic, if not difficult. These are difficult games, but I'm so excited to play this game for the very first time. It is one of the classic SNES games that I missed out on in my childhood, and as soon as I came across this game on eBay, I knew I had to pick it up. I have a way of searching for SNES games, especially boxed, of going by newly listed and trying to get the bargains as soon as they were listed. And I managed to get a really, really good deal on this one. A deal so good, I just couldn't pass it up. So very, very happy to have this one in my CIB SNES collection. Which brings us on to our final and biggest, if you excuse the pun, pickup this time. This, once again, has been one of my biggest Holy Grail items I've ever wanted for the collection. And I could not believe when I found a copy of Steel Battalion boxed for the OG Xbox on Facebook Marketplace for just £100. I didn't even bother haggling the price. It was about a 2-hour drive to pick this game up, but I knew for that price and in this condition, I had to have it for the collection. Steel Battalion is a video game created by Capcom for the Xbox console, where the player controls a vertical tank, a bipedal, heavily armed mecha. To control the tank and play the game requires the use of a large controller made specifically for Steel Battalion. The controller consists of 44 input points, mainly buttons, but also uses 2 joysticks, a throttle handle, a radio channel dial, 5 switches, an eject button and 3 foot pedals. Only limited quantities were made available. These sold quickly, making the game a collector's piece. It has since been re-released in limited quantities worldwide with blue controller buttons, distinguishing it from the first edition with green buttons. A sequel called Steel Battalion Line of Contact was released in 2004 and also used the game's unique controller. The third instalment, called Steel Battalion Heavy Armour, was released in June 2012. This instalment uses the Kinect motion sensor control rather than the original controller and was released on the Xbox 360. Steel Battalion was the 5th best-selling game during its week of release in Japan at about 15,000 copies. While less popular in the United States, an estimated 25,000 copies were sold during the initial launch of the game controller combo. A review on IGN wrote, "Where Mechasol and Robotech wouldn't let us into the cockpit, Steel Battalion won't let us out," and joked the $200 cost was for the controller while a game disc was free.
Steel Battalion.
And this is why the box for Steel Battalion is so big. This is the controller all around me which is required to play the game. It has over 128 different light up buttons. Even learning to play this game is going to be a challenge. But what other game gives you this level of immersion? To have gear levers, not one but 2 joysticks. It even has an ejector seat which flips up so you can eject in the event of dying in the game. It has a radio tuner dial. It even has pedals to control your tank. This is without a shadow of a doubt one of the craziest game controllers ever conceived. And I cannot wait to play this game. But herein comes the cruel twist. This is only playable on the OG Xbox, and I have a crystal OG Xbox in my collection. As soon as I picked this game up from Facebook Marketplace, I came home to test it on my Xbox, and my Xbox would not power on. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm sure it's easily fixable in time, but that is the cruel twist of fate this time. I have managed to add one of my Holy Grail items to my collection, but sadly my crystal Xbox is, for the moment at least, not working, and I'm unable to test this. But oh, when the day comes I can finally play this game, it's going to be, even after a 20-year wait, I'm sure I can wait a little bit longer to find out how amazing this truly is. There we have it then, folks. That is 4 new amazing additions to my collection, including that massive Holy Grail item. But here's the thing with game collecting: the collection is never complete, and there's always another Holy Grail out there to find, and you never know when you're going to find it, and maybe we'll have another one very soon. So I hope you join me on my quest for the Holy Grails. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, keep playing the game. See you soon.